All right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's go to a very important topic from the exam point of view, and it is last minute multiple choice questions and logical reasoning exam preparation tips. Okay, so what happens that your exams are very near, and you have to prepare for MCQs, reasonings, fill in the blanks, true false questions. So here I will present you a very unique methodology. If you basically adhere to it strictly, you will definitely be able to clear your logical reasonings, MCQ questions without any difficulty. Okay, so let's start with it. Number one of is see the last three final exams and supplementary papers. Okay, so you have to have at least 3 years of final exam and supplementary papers, so which can make it a total of 6. Okay, then he says open your course outline. Along with these papers you must also have a course outline. Then pluck out the most important chapters and their subtopics. Okay, so basically when you have basically the 3 years final exams and supplementary papers, you can easily take out by studying those exam papers, and you can easily take out important chapters and their subtopics. Ignore the chapters that are not frequently coming. Okay, because you are short of time. Okay, and you do not have any time with you and you are in a hurry, so in that situation you can ignore the chapters that are not frequently coming. Utilize other resources provided by the teacher in Google Classroom as lecture notes, important reference books, current assignments, codes, software, quizzes, manuals, YouTube, teachers' YouTube videos, etc. Okay, so all the resources that are being provided by the teacher, there can be lot of resources. Okay, for example, I have given a Google Classroom lecture notes, his basically reference books he has specially recommended, some assignments, softwares. If he has given you some quizzes, manuals, you can always use this as a side tool along with the basically second along with the second tip. Okay, okay, first and second tip. Then he says using the teacher's lectures and resources of course, videos, for example, videos, references, books, etc. Study the important topics. Okay, all the topics that are frequently coming, you have to study them. Okay, and take out all the keywords for those topics that you don't know. Okay, so what happens is that you have to have a highlight marker, and basically all the important subtopics, you have to take out those important keywords, highlight them. Okay, and you do not know them. That's the most important thing. If you know some keywords, you can basically leave them because you already have the answer for that. Here you have to only take out all those that you do not have the knowledge and you really wanted to learn them. Write all the keywords as logical precise definitions. Okay, so all the keywords that you do not know, you have to write them as precise in the form of definitions, which must include the symbols of those keywords, the formula or formulae, and important related diagrams on a page, and make a list of all the keywords. Okay, so you have like on a neat and clean page, make a list of all those keywords, but along with the definitions of those keywords, all the related symbols, formulas, formulae, and related diagrams must also be included in those keywords, along with those keywords definitions. Then after making those notes of those keywords, you must understand them thoroughly and memorize the keywords. Okay, then solve the past papers. Okay, once you have understand and memorize the keywords, solve the past papers, uh, MCQs and reasoning questions. So you already have got, you have taken out important subtopics from those past papers. Now you have to basically again give it a try and solve them after basically preparing for along with by the help of the keywords. So solve those past papers MCQs and reasoning questions. It may include fill in the blanks and TFs. You will be able to solve it now. Okay. Then practice. Apart from that, once you do that and you have sufficient time left, then you can basically practice mock test of the subject if available. Then apart from this, here I will give you some observed special caution. Okay. And what is the special caution? You will lose your valuable marks if your teacher asks you, okay, uh, define, if he asks you to define in the reasoning, just always remember, just define it simply what is asked, and do not write any formula or figures. Okay, because it is he's asking for definition, the numbers are very limited, and basically you just need to define. Do not give extra information or extra stuff that is not asked for. Then he says write, if he says the teacher write formula, you must write down the formula, but do but do explain the symbols. Okay, for a formula is there, you need to explain the symbols, but do not, okay, special emphasis is do not write any definition or draw a figure when he says write formula. Then if you look at it, he says uh, illustrate or draw. If in the reasoning questions he asks you to illustrate or draw, okay, only draw neat and labeled figures with no definitions or formulae, because he's asking you to illustrate or draw. That is the most important thing. Okay. Then he asks you different. If he asks you in the reasoning questions, differentiate. Okay, for he's asking you for he's asking you to differentiate. Always show comparison between quantities in the form of definitions, okay, figures and formulae of compared quantities. Okay, so if he's asking you to differentiate between two quantities, you now have to, for those comparison, you have to do what? You have to write small definitions, figures and formulae of the compared quantities to exactly show the differentiation between those two quantities. Then advantage of making keywords. Okay, where the most important advantage of these making these keywords from the important chapters is this: the greatest advantage the greatest advantage of making small definition with keywords is it does not matter if you are given an MCQ or a reasoning question, true, false, or fill in the blank. You will be able to answer any of the categories of questions confidently, because with this technique, you know the crux of the theory for every important chapter. Okay, so this is a very important point. So it does not matter that you have to prepare for true and false separately, MCQ separately, reasoning questions, fill in the blank separately. No, by using this is such a smart technique that if you do follow this methodology, you will automatically preparing for all the four, whether MCQ comes, whether reasoning comes, true and false comes, or fill in the blanks comes. You are already prepared, and you, because you know the crux of every important chapter, and with that knowledge of yours that just you have basically gained by this technique, and you have learned by this technique, you will very easily be able to solve the MCQs or reasoning questions that will come in your upcoming exam. Okay, so I hope you will be able to understand this technique as far if your exams are very near and you need to, there is an emergency and you want to prepare for your MCQs, reasoning questions, then you can use this technique and basically give your exams. Okay, I would request you to follow this methodology and write me and give me in your comments that how much this methodology has helped you in your final exams, MCQs, TFs, and I would like to know that. In the end, I am very much thankful to all of you guys, and I wish you best of luck. And thank you to all. Have a good day. Thanks.